Alrighty, hello YouTube. We are back with round 2 of locals at Sully's Abode from last week. We have an interesting matchup this time around. We have Royal Knights over on the left and Jesmon on the right. Two very, very strong decks and two decks that sort of go along with the Royal Knights archetype. So going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. And without further ado, let's hop right into it.
So this is a matchup where it's very much like if Jesmon sees their whole thing right out the gate, they're going to be so their DP is going to be so high that they don't care. At the same time, they can pass over so much memory that Royal Knights just cooks.
Yeah. But I mean, I think we were talking about this earlier before too. Like, Jess is just so good right now. You know, I think
so good right now.
You know, with Genku X as an ability, you know, giving that ability to like just not be DP reduced, not be bounced, like it's just so good against this meta right now that Jess can cook, and the consistency is upped exponentially now with all the pieces that it has.
Yes, definitely.
So we see Royal Knights play out an Omeka to start, which is not a bad play, not ideal but not bad, and then we see Jess start out with the Searcher Huck from BT5. Probably the best searcher for Jesmon and mainly any deck. You know, that's why you usually sometimes even just see Jess players throw it out there just to search, because it allows you to pick up two pieces, and with Huck and I believe with Sister too, so like you can pick up pretty much anything in your deck and get your pieces very, very quickly. And then we see another searching piece, which is from Master to Disciple, lets him pick up one and then trashes the rest, so allows you to pick up a piece and then set up your trash as well. So huge value just for 2 cost. So Omeka does not do its job and lives.
Nope, has jamming, as it always does.
And then we see a Jesmon come out to pop the Huckmon.
Yeah.
But not bad.
No, it's fine. I mean, Jesmon is struggling right now. They don't have a rookie in the back or anything like that.
Yeah.
He does fine. That's the BT7 Huckmon,
BT7
I believe.
Huckmon going into a BT13 Bow Huck. And then going straight into a BT3. Okay, so we went from struggling to now set up for a lot of...
Yeah, and he's good. He has his line. So as long as he has a Sistermons and a GX, he's ready to cook.
So Royal Knights was able to tuck the Jesmon from last turn. Omeka swung in, this time did die, so we tucked in a Leopardmon underneath. We're allowed to play a Magna for free with all the Drassels and Royal Knights in the stack, and then we played out a Blanc just for the draw.
Royal Knight's hand is looking real slim there.
Real slim.
Always.
And Jesmon really just thinking about what it wants to do next. And I think right here, having that Savior Huck out, I think you can be a little bit patient. You know, you still know that Royal Knights has to set up. So you have a little bit of time. You don't have like a lot of time, but you have enough time to try to set your trash up a little bit, find a little bit more pieces and search.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I am curious what you think about BT7 Huckmon though.
This is the one that Jarrell hates, no?
yeah, and
I think like here. All right, here's the thing with it. Let me pull up the card again, just so I'm reminding myself proper here. I'm not talking out of my ass.
As you pull it up, we saw Jess promote. Played out a Blanc to draw, uses inheritables to gain a memory off of the BT13 Bauhuck, and then reduce the next Digivolution cost of Savior Huck by 2, so then he's able to go into Jesmon, reduce cost of 1, and thus able to pop just the Sister, unfortunately. So Magna still gets tucked, and Royal Knights will get the draw.
So while we're kind of going over this, we see Royal Knights sort of debating stuff. Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, I think it's smart. Just delete the stack, set him back. In regards to the BT7 Huckmon real quick.
Yeah.
I think that it was good at its time when it came out because we didn't have as many Huckmon pieces. So there wasn't as many Huckmon stuff to bottom. And so you were trying to find your sisters because you didn't have so many cards that would search or draw or whatever. Right, we didn't have the BT8 Guri yet for draw.
Right.
We didn't have a lot of the other BT10 sisters, the structure deck sisters. We didn't have the structure deck cards in general. We didn't have Jesmon X, Genkumon X, like a lot of that stuff. So I think it's really bad right now because the bottom deck's everything except for your sisters. When right now, you can find your sisters no problem because you have so much draw potential in the deck at the moment because just between the structure deck sister and the old BT6 Blanc as well.
Sure. Yeah, I just feel like whenever I procced his effect when I did test him out in my Jess deck, he ended up just bottom decking a lot of pieces that I wanted to see. Yeah. Which was just painful.
Yeah, he's just not needed anymore. I think really your lineup should just be like BT6 Huck for search, the BT13 Huck, and then like some copies of the structure deck Huck or the security Huck.
So while we're talking about Huck, Jess was able to build right back into a Savior Huck in the back. And then Royal Knights went out and just played a Blanc for draw power. Like we were saying, the hand was really thin at that time, so it doesn't hurt to have that draw power and just sort of see what Jess can do. Because Jess's hand, obviously, I mean, because he hasn't really been able to string much together, you can kind of just assume
it looks like he's missing
they're setting up to, yeah. So he does the play again where he's able to play out a Sister Blanc, which will gain him 2 memory off of now the Huckmon and Bao Huckmon inheritables. Now able to Digivolve Savior Huck for a reduced cost of 2 into Jess X, which is not bad at all.
Yep, so he goes into it for 1.
Plays out a Seal, which will allow him to Digivolve into Jess X for a reduced cost of 4, since he'll gain a memory, or should gain a memory. Tucks in a Genku X, which then allows him to proc a 1 Digivolving effect of Genku to play out another sister, which he plays out the one that lets you draw 3 and gives all things reboot, or at least all Royal Knights reboot.
Yeah, reveal 3 and then all things reboot. He is missing the memory gain, it looks like. But he's going to blitz for 3 checks at some ridiculous number of DP because he's like 19. He should be like 21.
Yeah,
I think.
Because he's like 3 off of Jess X. Another off of Genku, and I think Seal gives it another 2K.
It's 2 off of Jess X.
Two off of Jess X.
2 off Genku.
Yeah. And then I think another off of CL too, right?
He doesn't have the BT6 CL out there. So actually, no, I don't think he gets that. So he's like 19k.
19k? Which is still
big. Still huge. Yeah.
And then also note that Genku X will give the Sistermons DP buff. They cannot be DP reduced, and they also cannot be bounced.
His weakest CL right now is 7k, and they can't be DP reduced or bounced. Yeah.
And seems like he did miss the memory gain off of the CL.
He also he missed the fact that his CL right now is bigger. It should not have died to that minus 3k.
Yeah.
Because everything gets the plus 2k. I don't think I've seen him play Jesmon before, really.
Yeah. I mean, arguably too, like I was trying to commentate his plays and I completely just butchered it. I would have butchered it if you weren't here.
you did pretty good. You did pretty good.
There's just so many effects with Jess that sometimes it's hard. You have to like slow down and just read and make sure you're not missing anything.
Yeah. We're also, looking at the video at faster speed too, so we don't have as much time to articulate the thought.
So Royal Knights go ahead and play out Omni to play everything out. I think right now they're trying to figure out who's able to be deleted.
So it's 6k base, and you can add plus 2k for each Digimon with Royal Knight and traits or Sistermon in its name. So it's an additional 10k, so it's 16k total.
Jesus.
He used the other Omni he played out to delete the GX, unfortunately. And then just does Royal Knight things.
Yeah. Royal Knights.
It is a hard matchup for a lot of decks because you need to be a deck that can have either be very, very quick or you basically pray that they brick.
Right.
And admittedly, Jose, the player who's playing Royal
is
Knights
also
right now,
really damn good.
He's so good with Royal Knights, and he's very consistent with it. He's very, very consistent. He's been constantly doing well at all of the locals that he's.
Well, I mean, I think too, like, I don't play Royal Knight, so I can't say to say that I'm an expert at the deck, but I mean, his plays are very, very calculated. And he definitely maps his plays out 2-3 turns ahead. And he's good at anticipating what you want to do.
Yeah.
So very, very
He knows
good
what
player.
he needs to do to survive. Yeah, definitely.
This past weekend, I played against Royal Knights with Cross. I was playing Cross, and I thought I was going fast enough, and then the freaking Leopardmon, man. They got Leopardmon out, and there's just not, like, so, so annoying, because every time they played out of Royal Knights, everything got freaking blocker. I'm like, God.
Yep.
Dang it.
Yep. If they play it right, they can just have so many blockers consistently, and it can be very hard to finish the game.
Like, that's the reason I ran 3 X7s in my deck, was to, in case I played Royal Knights, just to keep popping stuff, but he kept responding with more leopards. I was like, please, sir, spare me.
We're seeing a repeat of game 1, pretty much.
Yeah, Omeka, and then a Searcher.
This is 1 for 1. This is pretty much, this is exactly how game 1 started. He does grab the GX. It's a lot of sisters to reveal, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sisters that could go to bottom of the deck.
Which is, I think, the one unfortunate thing about this Huck is that instead of setting up trash, it ends up just bottom decking.
Bottom decking, yeah. Oh, man, oh, man.
Master to Disciple? Because that would be a little repeat of what we just had. No. See a Blanc. Discard 1 to draw 2. So, okay. More search. Not bad. Omeka swings. Jamming? No jamming. So Omeka dies. He's able to... Oh, that freaking leopard. And then Marcus comes out. Marcus is able to suspend to delete the Huckmon.
Yep.
And not a bad start from Royal Knights either. This time we opt to Digivolve into the Huck in the back.
Yeah.
I think we're just missing pieces, maybe?
I think he's missing a bow. No, he has a bow hook.
He's a bow hook, okay. So we go into bow hook.
Admittedly, not really seeing the BT13 line, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Does see the BT13 Savior Huck, but not seeing it for the seeing the Huck or bow hook is a little rough. Because you really like that memory gain right now, especially against Royal Knights, because you don't want to pass that much memory when you make your GX play.
Right. Oh god, Gallant and the stack is also so scary.
Now I do wonder as we go further, you know, with all this, it makes me consider, like, with how some of the new decks that we get with BT14, if Jesmon with the new Savior Huck being unrestricted, or the BT6 Savior Huck being unrestricted, if you sort of switch up and you don't do as much GX plays, because I don't know if you remember, but when Jesmon, the structure deck, first came out, people were all running, you know, GX stuff, yada yada, like that was like the go-to. But then there's other people that were doing well where they just didn't opt for a GX strategy, where GX was just like maybe a 1 or 2 of, as like an alternate strategy, and you just focused on using like the structure deck Jesmon for aggression.
Yeah. No, I started I like sprinkled in 2 of the starter deck Jesmons as like that blitz component, and then you just can like spit out so many bodies.
Yeah.
And then with how memory gain efficient you are, like you're able to do just go into like possibly just X on top of that and start like doing a little bit more board control too, because you can swing into something, and then with piercing as well. There's a lot of things you can do.
And this is kind of scary. He does the Jess X play, but doesn't have the right CL to sort of capitalize and move further off of that. So he sort of just plays out a Blanc, draws some extra cards, and passes Royal Knights over to 3, which is rough, especially because I think he has that Gallantmon in sources.
Right, and that's scary. Gallant
which
is
right
scary.
Now, Jess X is 13k.
Speaking of Gallant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Swings and then deletes. So on play, it deletes something, and then when attacking, it also will delete.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Fortunately, Jess X just puts himself right at the threshold. Just plays a Blanc. Pitches a card. Draw 2. He does have an Omni in hand, so he is ready to go.
Yeah.
Next turn, I think he's fine because he's going to have that.
Jose's in a really, really good spot right now.
Yeah. He's reducing by what? 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so he has.
Jess just doesn't even have a board presence right now.
No, and I think Jose just has game.
3 security left. I mean,
and we know Jesmon doesn't
have security bombs or anything that would manipulate memory. So, oh boy, there he is.
Just pounce it. Yep.
The boys are all here to play. Oh, God, Exa.
Resolve Dynast effect first. Grab 2 Royal Knights. Nothing else he needs to resolve at this point. He's just Yeah, 6 swings, 3 security. Do the math. Doesn't work out in Jesmon's favor here, unfortunately, I don't think.
Swings again, and yeah, that should be it. Well played. Well played. So yeah,
Good games though.
Good games. I think, while Jess, you can kind of see the double-edged sword with Jess in this set. I think, when you really pop off, like, you're able to do a lot, right? You're able to, like, climb into a really big body, spit out a ton of sisters, and really make yourself like a board presence. But then the flip side is that if you don't see what you need or you don't see your line, you can be stuck in a pretty bad spot.
Admittedly, I don't think Jess was ever really stuck in a bad spot too much necessarily. I think the bigger issue that rides from this is that Royal Knights capitalizes off of you giving them too much memory.
Right.
It's as bad as like when you gave like full power beat Beelzemon too much memory and other stuff. Like if you can't constantly like or consistently choke Royal Knights to 1, you're just the game can go real quick.
Yeah. But yeah, I think overall pretty good set. Shout out to Royal Knights for just consistently bringing us Jose for consistently bringing us good Royal Knights gameplay here. Links to round 3 will be below, so we hope to catch you there. If you missed round 1, the link to that will also be there as well, so feel free to check those out. And we will see you on round 3. Bye guys.
Bye.